Hi, this is Phyllis Tarvox with Above and Beyond Christian Counseling, and today I'd like to help you get back on the right path for 2019. Have you ever felt directionally challenged? Like when you were supposed to go right, you went left instead, and then you got lost. Well, don't feel bad. When I think about that, I always think about those two believers that were on the road to Emmaus in Luke 24:13. They were heading away from Jerusalem, and they were consumed by disappointment over Jesus' death. They failed to realize that for part of that journey, Jesus was walking with them, right beside them, holding a road map while they walked in the wrong direction. How many times have you traveled like that? Going down the road, instead of focusing on Jesus, you're focusing on missed opportunities, dashed hopes, and frustrated plans. That's a demonic trap. And you know what? It's meant to keep you in a stupor of hopelessness, depression, and fear. I ask clients during counseling, where do you think you first traveled off that road that led to the situation that you're in now? Because that's where Jesus wants to take you back. He wants to take you back so that he can bring you back to that place and then lead you to victory. The good thing is the Bible lays out a path for us to the promised land. And to persevere, you need to know that route. But here's a hint. It's more than a two-step dance of leaving and getting, or leaving and entering, going and getting. It's more than that. That microwave mindset that we have is the graveyard for probably most of our New Year's resolutions. So let me show you the biblical pattern of that path so that you can take off those grave clothes and press on to victory. So here it is. It's 5 stages to victory. And the very first one is leaving. If God is asking you to leave a physical location, a mindset, a job, a relationship, it's always going to be your choice. You can stay in a comfortable rut where you are, or you can be like Abraham and go in obedience without all the details. And that's laid out in Genesis 12:1. The Lord said to Abraham, "Go forth from your country, from your relatives, and from your father's house to the land which I will show you." That takes bravery. Abraham was brave. And once he gave God the movement, he was able to direct his steps. Without movement, God has nothing to work with. But be forewarned, this is the stage where the enemy tries to focus your attention on all the consequences of what will happen if you do leave. This is the land of the what ifs. And they want to sabotage your emotions and keep you stuck. But be strong. They're very misleading, these what ifs, but they're very short-lived, as long as your mind is set on God. And that will help you prepare for what's coming next in stage 2. Because stage 2 is famine. Wait, that's probably not the reward you expected when you got up and you left, is it? But it's right there in Genesis 12:10. It says, "Now there was a famine in the land. So Abram went down to Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was severe in the land." That does not line up with our plans. This phase surprised me, probably shocked me, actually. I left corporate America expecting my counseling career to just soar after I graduated from the master's program. But the famine was real. And it put me on my face with God for almost 18 months. And that's where stage 3 came in. And stage 3 is stretching. This is where faith and trust help you drop all the old expectations and lean on the Word. It's a time of preparation where you intentionally go deep with God. I used to call this the hardest of times and the best of times. I was alone with God, and I let go just in time for stage 4. Stage 4 is the death phase. I'm sure you're thinking by now, when does this get better? But just hang on, we're almost there. In this phase, your dream has to finally line up with God. And it has to look the way He wants it to look. And the only way that's going to happen is if you let go of the white knuckles on the steering wheel and surrender it completely to God. It's where your dream dies and His dream comes to life. I had no job, no ministry work, no idols to focus my attention on at church, no signs of things improving, but I had peace because it was right where I was supposed to be. And it was just in time for me to hit stage 5. And stage 5 is resurrection. Finally. This is where God opens every door, every opportunity swings open, and everything begins to line up. All my striving in all the other phases brought absolutely no fruit. But in this stage, I didn't have to strive. I just had to follow God. And it was effortless. The office opened, the clients came, the full promise was realized, and it was realized for His glory. Are you ready to move with God? Well, then I want you to make this declaration today to clear out some mountains. Repeat after me. Lord, You said that those who walk in Your ways and perform Your services will have rule in Your house, charge in Your courts, and open access. I say to this great mountain in front of me that it will become a plain, and You will place the capstone with shouts of grace, grace to it. That is Zechariah 3:7 and Zechariah 4:7. If you want or you need more information on this journey, it's outlined in one of my favorite books by Lisa Turkhurst called What Happens When Women Walk in Faith. And then, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't suggest that you also get our new book that's found in our resource library in our store called God's View Today, Adjusting the Lens on Healing and Deliverance. Make this your great for God. You know, you want to live the dream in 2019 because His path always leads to resurrection life. God bless you, and I hope you have a great week.